share this with as many people as you can. We're going to be talking about the guarded woman, that woman that's been hurt and abused and beat up and all that kind of stuff.
Erica.
We've talked in the past about.
Hi.
What's up, Miss Erica?
I'm all late.
Yeah, I feel like we just talked not too long ago. Yeah. So I have my wonderful co-hosts that have been with me for the last several weeks. I have Tanya, who has been a wonderful client of mine, messing up all my wonderful advice. No, I'm just playing. One of my Jedis in training, and then I have Erica, who just came along. You know, it was just like, I don't know, God breathed, God inspired. You know, I just feel like getting super deep and spooky right now. So, yeah, and it was just like, okay, you know, come hang out with us again and again and again. Okay. All right, so make sure you share the broadcast. Follow me. We want you to ask a lot of questions. Erica, Tanya, please help me monitor these questions because I appreciate it. Someone said they invited followers. I just can't see your name because I'm looking at my laptop over here. It's got my Periscope stuff, and your names are like gray and gray, so I can't read it, but I appreciate you just the same. Let me say this real quick before we get going. You know, shameless plug. Listen, ladies, this book right here, you got to get this. Now, this I'm giving away for free, okay? Now, let me say this. If you are a doormat, okay, if you know anything about the doormat woman, meaning you dated that guy and you gave him all of you. I mean, you gave him your money. You gave him your time. You gave him your love. You gave him all of that, all right? And then all this joker left you with is footprints on your back, okay? I mean, he literally treated you like a doormat and walked out of your life, all right? And the thing about that is, it's frustrating. Why? Because you don't really know what to do so that doesn't happen again, all right? And if you don't do the right thing, it may happen again. So this book is about Deborah. Tells you how she goes from being a doormat to a diamond. So check it out, free of charge on my website, ChristopherReid.org. Also, real quick, the video, Why He Married Her Instead of You. I love that title. I really do. Reason I'm excited about this video is because, you know, how many women have I heard say, you know, I dated this guy forever. And I mean, you dated him for years. I mean, you might have dated him for 4 or 8 years, whatever the case may be. And while all your other girlfriends getting married, having kids, the whole 9 yards, you wait for this joker to propose, and it just don't happen. So one day he hits you with the question, hey, or not even a question, a statement. I think I need some space. And you're like, space? After 8 years? So you're like, what's up? I'm a team player. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting my time in. And then 6 months later, you find out he's engaged, getting married to somebody else. Okay? It's a gut punch. All right. And he didn't make that decision just arbitrarily. There were certain things that he found in this other woman, okay, that lit his fire. Okay. Well, obviously, it didn't light his fire while he was with you. But you know what? On the video, you can learn what that is. I got 7 guys giving away the secrets, telling you exactly what men are looking for in a woman that they want to spend the rest of their life with. So you check that out on the website as well, ChristopherReid.org. So now that all the shameless plugging is out of the way, ladies, let's get to it. All right.
I am.
Shawanda says she's driving, so she'll be here soon.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so check this out. Erica, we got some birthdays this month. All right. Tanya is going to be, what are you going to be this month? Like 13, right?
Exactly.
That's exciting.
Yeah, she'll be 13.
Yay. I'm turning 17 this month.
Yeah.
I'm turning 17 and
It's your birthday too? When?
the day after Christmas. High five for all
my
the
gosh, you feel my pain.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you
Yes.
serious?
Oh my
It's your
god.
birthday.
Oh my God. And Shawanda's birthday is this
One's
month.
birthday. Oh my gosh. We're like soul sister. I love anybody who's born in December because we feel each other's pain.
So what does that make you
She's
unicorn,
a
a Capricorn. I don't know. What yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right, y'all. Wish them happy birthday. All right. So hopefully we get some great questions as we get into this guarded woman thing. Let me just go ahead and set this up. And ladies, jump in. You know how we do it. You know what I'm saying? If you got something to say about it. But the guarded woman, how should I say? She's experienced a lot of hurt, okay? Experienced a lot of hurt. And something happened in her life that when she experienced this hurt, it created a lot of fear, okay? And as a result of this fear, it made her say, I'll be daggone if I ever let myself feel this again, okay? So the walls, the guardedness, okay, has been established. All right. So now the source of that pain could be, bad relationships. It could have been something, as crazy as some kind of sexual abuse when she was young. It could be emotional. It could just be anything. All right. But whatever it is, it's created this fear, and she's afraid to be hurt again. So a lot of times it creates what I consider like a fight or flight response. Okay. So either I'm in the wind, okay, or I'm going to smack the taste out your mouth. Okay. Either one can be a response, okay, to being guarded. All right, so, and she always kind of senses or is aware of this guardedness, all right, in every situation that she approaches. She's always kind of like on high alert, all right. I'm looking over here. Happy early blessed birthday, ladies. Yeah. We got, I'm still tripping off the fact that your birthday is December 26th. Yes. So, because it's kind of screwed up. I got to say this, when your birthday is around Christmas, that's so jacked up.
It is. Oh,
yeah. It just
they forget.
Yeah, but because you kind of
talk about not getting presents. They just forget it's your birthday. Like everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's like Christmas is over. Yeah. Go to sleep.
Yeah, right. I'm busy, and New Year's is coming, so
yeah. There's literally been one birthday where 8 o'clock at night, my mom was like, I'm so sorry, baby. Happy birthday. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So is my sister, somebody said. Yeah, that sucks. Anyway, I digress. So the first type of guarded woman that we want to deal with, ladies, is I call her the runner. This diva has a pair of track shoes in her purse. Okay, what's the popular purse? Michael Kors or something like that? Am I saying that right?
Michael Kors, yeah.
Okay, I really can't get no help. Yeah, I can't get no help. Okay, so whatever it is, she's got her track shoes in there. So her thing is, I'm not going to let anyone get close enough to me, okay, to hurt me. All right. So this means that when she meets a guy, and he could be a great guy, wonderful guy, all right, and he's trying to put his bid in, she's very elusive, okay, and he can't figure out, I can't get no return phone calls, I can't, maybe she may break dates, the whole 9 yards. It reminds me of, remember, and I watch a lot of movies because I'm a hopeless romantic, right? So with is it Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Yeah, the one, remember her husband was treated her like crap, and then she met what is the website?
I got it. Go ahead, keep talking. I got
website.
It.
Yeah, we got the Facebook.
Okay. I micromanage. I apologize. Y'all gonna have to get me lined up. I do. I have a problem. I have control issues. But anyway, so it's the one that her husband treated her like crap. So then she meets Shamari Moore. And, he's trying to love on her the whole 9 yards, and she ain't having it. And, so much so that she leaves him, and he can't figure it out, right? Well, she's on the run, okay? I think the other movie is Medea's Family Reunion. Remember the sister that had the kids? And then she meet, I guess Shamari Moore's, stunt double. What's his name? Boris. He's got a weird name. Yeah, pretty boy. Capricorn. So she meets him, same deal. You know what I mean? She ain't on it. She's running, you know, the whole 9 yards. And basically what this ends up doing, it keeps a woman isolated. Okay. So in her attempt not to be hurt again, okay, I got to get my note situation straight. In her attempt not to be hurt again, she isolates herself. So at some point, you wake up and you realize I really don't have a situation that I feel is going to, you know, that's going to nurture me. I don't have anybody. Well, you pushed everybody away. Okay. So what does this woman need? All right. This woman needs, basically, she needs help understanding that, first of all, everybody is not a threat. Okay, everybody's not a threat, and that she needs support to face the fear that might be present, okay, and know how to work through it. But at the same time, she needs to know who's safe, okay? She needs to know who safe people are. And I want to know, first of all, are there any questions? No problem, hon. No problem, hon. Why is this duplicated like that? I'm sorry, I'm looking at Periscope. Let me say this. Either one of you can answer this question. Have you ever had any experience with the runner or being a runner?
Go ahead, Erica.
I hear laughing.
Look,
I don't know what that's
okay,
about.
so there's lots of laughter. I just opened up my Periscope really quick, so I'm going to welcome my peeps and then share how I feel like I'm in the hot seat. Welcome, everyone. If you're tuning in on Periscope right now, I just went live so that I can invite you all to Blab with Chris Reid. We are talking about relationships, the guarded woman, why the guarded woman rejects true love. So if you are on Blab, jump on right now at blab.im. Hi, granting favor. So you guys, it's my turn to be in the hot seat. So I'm going to jump off of Periscope, and I'm inviting all of you guys over to Christopher Reid's Periscope. So if you want to join in the conversation, make sure that you go over to Periscope with Dr. Chris Reid or come with me on Blab. Have an amazing night, you guys. I'm jumping off. If you watch the replay, we might still be live. And the guarded woman. Y'all see how I tried to postpone it, but I am so guarded. Tanya, you remember me sharing my experience running in the grocery store parking lot when guys have come. So, yes, it's tough. It's tough. We talked about this, but it's tough when you find yourself in that position. The first step is admitting that you have a problem. And it's always interesting when someone can call out your problem and put a name to it. So when I was called the runner, I was like, that's it. That's it. So I can definitely relate. I can relate to that.
Yeah, that's big, to be able to put that out there like that. You know, and the thing about it is, there are a lot of runners out here. And I think that, and with all of these, if I say something and, you know, it hits home, just know that, you know, you're not the only one out here. Okay. There are a lot of people that are experiencing the same issues, the same thing. And to me, I think this is great value, when we share, because it lets people know that they're not alone. Okay. And my thing is, okay, do what you need to do to get the help. Okay, wherever it's from, okay, whoever you need to talk to, read your book or go talk to somebody, you know. But a lot of times, because and I like the guarded scenario. I don't know if I'll say I like the guarded scenario the most. It has the most layers. Okay, because if you think about a doormat is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just footprints on your back. You lay down and you just play dead. You know what I mean? The CEO, she just kicking butt and taking names. You know, it's just one speed. But the guarded woman, I mean, it's disguised in so many different ways. It's crazy. So for me, I get off on that trying to figure it out, and it's very exciting. So I'm sorry. So anyway, let's talk about the next one, the controller. Oh, I talked to a controller this week. I did. All right. The controller, her past hurt and disappointments made her feel out of control. Okay. And as a result, it's like when women have expectations, you know, you have failed expectation after failed expectation, and you're let down, then it makes you say, you know what, I'm going to take the wheel and I'm going to drive. Okay. Because this is not happening again. So that means then if she has to, she meets a guy in a relationship, she may make the relationship crash and burn because it's on her terms, rather than wait for this joker to act like a fool, maybe, okay, and then do it and her feel like she has nothing to say about it, okay, which she just really can't deal with that, all right? So she thinks that this really is keeping her from being hurt. There again, it keeps her from being isolated. I had a conversation with someone and they said that oftentimes if they meet somebody, they may just go ahead and turn the relationship into just a one-night stand, you know, just for kicks and giggles, all right? Because at least if I do that and I take charge, I know what this is. But if I have to wait for him to see if he's going to fall in love and he's going to do all the right things, there again, I'm putting myself out there and I'm setting myself up for possible disappointment again. And for her, that's just not an option. Okay. So the dichotomy is she can really take a possible good relationship and make it bad, you know, trying to avoid the very thing that she's actually creating. All right. So I don't know if we have any real controllers out there. But there again, she needs, what I would suggest for the controller is that you get help basically understanding that you are already in a safe place. Okay. And that control that you seek, okay, you already have that. All right. It comes from within. Nobody's taking anything away from you. All right. You're like chasing ghosts. Okay. So you just really just need to understand that all is well, you know what I'm saying? And talk to somebody. We just really ain't used to talking to people, you know, really about our issues. We may talk to our girlfriends, but you know what I'm saying? I don't mean no disrespect, but they just jacked up. You know what I mean? So you go talk to a runner, a controller, manipulator, fighter, and she's like, girl, I'm going to tell you what you should do. I just don't fool with men because they all crazy. I don't know if that's the best advice to give somebody.
Someone said you're already in a safe place. That's good. I missed that.
Yeah, you're projecting your own hurt and your craziness onto somebody else. Okay? All right. So that's the controller. Had any questions, comments, concerns about the controller? Have y'all seen any controllers?
Yes, a question came up, and I think it was a good one from Linda. She said, wow, can you be more than one? Can you tell us some of the signs that you're a controller and or a runner?
The signs that I just gave.
You did, but what would you say? Can you be both?
Well, let me say this. Yes, because I had that conversation with someone. You can display signs. Okay, several of these. Oh, look at this, Miss Johnny. Johnny to come later.
It's her birthday too.
Yay.
Hi. Hey girl. Hey.
Happy birthday.
Let's let her picture come in. I can't. I don't know if the messages I'm seeing.
There you are. I couldn't.
Hey, what's up, Diva?
Can you see me?
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Yeah. Where you coming?
Part one of a day.
Yeah, where you coming from?
Part one.
Why am I hearing feedback? Yeah, it's a long story. I'll fill you in later.
Pauline, were you there?
Is your phone volume turned down?
All right. Yeah, I am hearing something.
Turned off my
Y'all hearing that?
Let me see.
Yeah, turn it, you know. Okay, I think you might be good. I don't hear it anymore.
Okay, let me.
But I did just hear something. I don't know. We'll keep going. So yeah, you can have characteristics of. Okay, now she's gone. Night night. Okay, you can have characteristics of being a runner. You can have characteristics of being controlling, because if you think about it, really, they're all coping mechanisms to guard yourself. Okay, so if you know what, let me do this because something could go seriously wrong, and I need to make you guys host or co-host or whatever. So bear with me. Okay, yeah. So if you figure, you know, I'll go on my tool belt, and in this situation, I'll run. Okay. In this situation, you know, I'll just take control and I'll dictate what happens. All right. Whatever I need to do to guard myself, okay, from this hurt, this pain, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So we got two more that we're going to get into. And if you can identify with any of these, Shawanda, in terms of being the guarded woman,
Well, you know, I'm controlling.
Please jump in. All right. And if you decide not to jump in, I'll just call you out. Amen. Amen. So listen, you're froze. Okay, that might get you out.
You called me controlling.
Yeah, that might get you out of it. I don't know if y'all can hear her. But listen, I'm moving right along. Okay. The manipulator is the next one.
No, I said you have
it was like 10 minutes ago.
Huh? Did she say something? Maybe hers is delayed. All right.
You can't hear
She
me?
said you called her controlling.
I didn't hear anything. Maybe people were talking over each other. Oh, I did hear that. No, I didn't call you controlling at all. I think I have a delayed response because I hear you.
Needing to be in control.
Okay, that's what's up. All right. Can everybody still hear me okay?
Needing to be in control was her biggest issue.
Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, yeah. Do you want to tell them about that?
I know. We can all, everybody else can hear you though, so it's fine.
I heard that.
Because I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, it really does.
I know. I don't know what that's about.
Oh no, I was looking at one of the comments. Sorry.
I know. That's what I was looking at too.
What happened?
Yeah.
How come I can't see all these great comments?
No, right? No, on Blab, right?
Oh no, it's on Blab.
On Blab.
Left out Lamont. Go ahead. Oh, okay.
Oh, somebody said most darker women are
there is a delay and an echo.
Yeah, I don't know what that has anything to do with anything.
Anyways, I was controlling because I was afraid of being hurt, obviously. So I had to know exactly where the relationship was going. I needed to drive all the time, not just even in relationship, but physically. I didn't let a man pick me up. I would drive on a date because I had to be in control. I needed to know where we're going. What'd you say?
Like you would drive him?
Yeah, I would drive him. And I would tell myself because I needed to make sure we got where we were supposed to go, or that we were doing what we were supposed to be doing. So I didn't consider it being in control. And of course, I didn't know anything about being guarded prior to you, or being in control. Because remember, I thought that was such a negative term for me because I'm a very nice person, but I just felt like I had to know exactly what was going on. Did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Yeah. And I think that, yeah, and I think that you may be able to identify with a few more of these. And that's just the thing, you know what I'm saying? When you feel like you are dictating what's going on, you feel like you can prevent yourself from feeling any sense of disappointment. So let me ask you this. Did that prevent you from being disappointed and things not going in the direction that you didn't want it to go?
It didn't. No, it did not.
Huh?
Oh, good.
That happens
Maurice?
or consciously. Someone, who is that? Maurice. Yeah, so when a woman is guarded, does that happen subconsciously or consciously or both? I think it's subconsciously. I just think it's a response, or almost like a reflex. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this happened to me. I have to come up with a way to prevent this from happening again. You know, I don't think people just typically say, hey, I'm going to be guarded. Most of the time it does have to be pointed out. Hey, do you know that you're doing this? All right. And the interesting thing about it is sometimes when it is pointed out, just the awareness of it still might not be enough to change behavior. It just may be like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. All right. Such is life. Life's hard. You know what I mean? So, because here's the thing. When you ask somebody to deal with that, you're asking them to face their fear. You're asking them to go into the room where the light is out and face the boogeyman. And for some people, the idea of that, because then you're asking them to go back and face and deal with the situation that created the fear. And for some people, that's just way too much. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. And some people will tell you that. I'm not going to do it. And that's a sad choice that they have to make. Okay. But let's move on to the manipulator. All right. All these are like the Legion of Doom, like superheroes. Now the manipulator, she's going to get you before you get her. Okay. There's always a mark. Okay. She has spotted you 20 miles down the road before you even know she's in the room. Okay. She only cares about what she can get out of a situation. A lot of times I see this with people who have been molested, because it's like, it's very few things that you could do to a woman to take from them and put them in a very powerless position than to molest them, especially as a child. Okay. You know, as a child, there's very few things that you can do to really defend yourself. All right. So what she does, she just becomes, she almost goes from being abused to being the abuser. Okay. Because she hated that so much. She said, now my advantage in the situation is I'm going to take charge and I'm going to dictate how this is going to move around. But it's done in a very cunning way. Okay. Like she can be with a guy and really doing wrong, take advantage of him, cheat on him, do all kind of craziness. Okay. And she ends up, like I said, becoming the abuser. So she hurts this guy or this person. Okay. But in her defense of herself, her thing is, I just got to protect myself. You know, I just had to look out for me. All right. And so she's probably one of the most, I'm not saying that she means it, but she can be one of the most dangerous types. Okay. Because she is very cunning and she's very deceptive. But it's all in an attempt not to be hurt again. Okay. And yeah, I know some people that have gone, guys that have been with very manipulative type guarded women, and they really got really screwed. And it just really creates a bad situation. And a lot of times when it comes to getting help, she's very resistant to trying to get help, mainly because she likes having that advantage. Okay, she likes feeling like she's the only one in the room that knows what's going on. Okay, so to try to get her out of that can really be a challenge. Let me ask you this. Have any of you ever had to manage that? And if so, tell me about it.
Everybody's gonna talk at once right now.
No, the whole point is.
I know, so everyone hesitates.
The interaction. Let me tell you what I'm seeing as I'm looking at this. I'm seeing this.
That's Taya's.
And I'm going in. I'm like, and
I think it's because.
So I just need a little bit more information. You know, hey, I might not have had my Wheaties this morning. You know, everybody has a low moment.
You know,
you gotta
ask specific questions. You gotta say, so.
There's a lot out here. I'm doing the Moses thing.
Oh, you have to put people on the spot if you want people to answer.
Specific questions. I need you to turn up. You know, now any other time, yeah. Now, maybe, hey. I don't know. Is this hitting home too much? What are we doing out here?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're helping the brothers out there. I think because, like how you guys see how Maurice is like, oh man, you know, what do I do? What if I find someone? So for us, it's kind of like, ouch. You know, like when you hit the one.
It's me, oh Lord. Yes, I need a prayer. Anybody remember that from Sunday school? I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. It's all good. You know what I mean? This is not. I get it. It's uncomfortable, especially if it's been you. But I mean, Eric.
No, now I can't relate to the manipulator. You were on my doorstep with the runner. Like I just put my track shoes up earlier today. I took the track shoes out. Like definitely the runner. I think part of it too is because we're coming from the perspective of being that person. So it's really like, and you've helped us too to figure out how to identify that. So I think I have some questions. I don't know if anyone else has questions right now.
Okay. Oh, okay. I can always call you, Erica, for questions. You know.
Look, so here's the question I'll ask.
You know the date.
That's exactly it. So Minister KNC hit the nail on the head. If you find yourself manipulating, running, controlling, is it incurable? Like, is there a solution to the problem? That's what if you're in any of those categories, what can you do to overcome it?
No,
that was a question someone put on Periscope.
Well, first of all, you know, with all of them, you know, it's the person has to be willing to see themselves as being that. Okay, they have to be able to identify. Oh, wow, it has to be pointed out. Oftentimes, the challenge, though, when you're in a relationship with somebody and they are one of these guarded, you know, individuals. It's hard for you to be in a relationship with them and somewhat counsel them at the same time, because you can be almost too close, because now you may be the guy who didn't take out the trash, but at the same time you want to tell me I'm controlling. What? How about you take out the trash sometime? How come, you know what I'm saying? It's like you may be too close to the situation to be considered objective. And, you know, they might have ended up with you because you fit the profile. Like a manipulator oftentimes wants to end up with somebody who's easy to manipulate. So now if you all of a sudden decide that you don't want to be that person, it's going to be a true exorcism. Trust. I mean, it's going to be like, it's going to be the whole 9 yards. Trust. So you're going to have to gird up your... Y'all need a minute to
that was a tweetable.
Yeah, I'm liable to do anything.
So what about if you're the woman? Like you talked about something that was so helpful for me too, identifying the root cause of the controlling or the root cause of the running. So what do you do if you're the woman and you find yourself being a runner or a manipulator? Don't make the thing. So what should the woman do if that's you?
You mean if the woman is one of these?
You asking us?
I would.
Yes, like if you find yourself, and you talked about this, and I thought it was helpful. I think that's what someone was asking. If you, like for me, I'm a runner, and you talked about, without giving it all away, I would just say call Christopher Reid. But no, you talked about the reason behind it, because usually it's bigger than just the label. So what do you do if you find out, oh my gosh, I'm a manipulator? What do I do from here?
Well, you have to figure out what it was that caused you to be a manipulator. Like when I have tendencies of the controller and the manipulator, I guess, or had. Well, I still might have a little bit of that. I'm working it out. I still got eyes out. Well, as a manipulator, it was because I felt like this person or man only wants my body. I used to think that was my only self-worth. So let's cut through the chase. Let me give you what you want. And then I'm going to hate and resent you for being that person. So sometimes, especially if it was a really strong, dominant, or even just a confident type of man, I would play the role where I'm that sweet, innocent church girl and then break you down and sort of conquer. But once I did that, then I'm out, because I looked at him as weak or, I knew that's all you wanted was just, a woman to control. So now I'm controlling you. I'm making you want me. But it snuck up on you because you didn't expect that from a person like me. So I remember the time Doc with my personal trainer, and I didn't even realize that I was playing that game or that role. And it was because I had been abused. Control was also because I'm not going to let a man take advantage of me, whether it be in an abusive relationship.
Hey, hold on. Hey, can y'all hear Shawanda okay?
You might need to reconnect because we hear her fine.
Can y'all hear okay?
It's probably good that he can't hear me, because then he might comment.
I'm not sure I enjoy more.
Oh yeah, someone on Periscope said it's sounding robotic. You might have to reconnect.
All right, my Periscope people, hold on. I'm a reconnect. Okay, I think you all are. Wait a minute.
You did.
I thought I made you all. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll be back. My Periscope.
Happy birthday in advance, ladies. We're all December women. I knew I liked you for a reason, Erica. I just met you, but I never met a December person I didn't like.
I know, right? I knew there was something about this blab. I knew there was something about this group.
I know. Shawanda just missed the cutoff of Capricorn now.
I know, but
you're like right on the cusp, the 20th. That's like
when you recognize.
So people
running,
say I act more.
What was your initial feeling or thought? I just saw a question. So what was
the question?
It said, Erica, when you found out that you were running, what were your initial feelings or thoughts? I didn't think I had a problem. So my thoughts were just that I just had a wall up and a difficulty trusting people. So, and I keep talking in the past tense, but I would say that I'm low key still a runner right now. I think my initial thoughts were just that of protection. Like after someone has violated your trust, or, you know, you've been open to someone, and then when they violate that, it just, for me, it created a wall of, I'm never going to go back to that place. And so because of that, that's why the running, like I thought about it today. I'm telling you guys, and I'm not trying to do like shameless plugs, but just in the brief session that we had, Mr. Reid, like he was talking about the energy that you put out, because when you are this person, there are things that you do without even realizing it. And so even today, I was riding down the street, got to a stoplight, and there was a guy staring. This happened to me twice today, but there was a guy staring at me, like in the car next to me. And he was attractive too, but my immediate thought, my immediate thought is like, okay, turn up the radio, roll up the window, lock the door, and just look straight forward. Like, do not make eye contact. And,
oh man.
And so I would have thought about it, because I come across, I'm sure I probably come across as like stuck up or something. And that's not the case. It's just, I'm so guarded that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't see you. I'm looking straight forward. So, yep.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Now,
Can you hear me now?
Maybe my connection just sucks. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I want to address the last one before we get out of here, because I'm not going to have y'all up all night, not this evening. Okay. The last one is the fighter. Boy. Now, the fighter, she will knock you straight out. Yeah, if you get too close, she's slapping the taste out your mouth. Okay. So you can look like you think you want to jump bad. Okay. But you definitely gonna be picking your teeth up. All right. So, you know, it's just a risk that you got to decide if you want to take it or not. She always feels like she's under attack. She's very defensive. Okay. There again, it's this feeling of everyone's out to get me. There's another Tyler Perry movie. What was the one that what's her name? Taraji. I Can Do Bad All By Myself. It's the one where she was just mad all the time. She answers the door like, "What?" You know, I think that was it. Well, she's a fighter. Okay. Now the thing about a fighter is she definitely pushes a guy away. Okay. First of all, here's the thing about the average guy. Guys don't want to fight all the time. You know what I mean? I want to come home after a hard day. I want, you know, hey, baby, how was your day? Hey, it was good. How was yours? Boom, boom, boom. Smooth, okay? Because if I got to fight, now it's a combative situation. He's not going to stick around for all that. You know, that's why he'll go, like we said before, he'll get the hood rat who was just happy with a bag of McDonald's, and it's easy, okay? No disrespect to my hood rats, because I love you. But so with her, though, you got to understand that, and I think with all of them, it's really the same thing. It's really a matter of feeling safe, because when you're dealing with that hurt, you don't feel safe. Okay, so like if I'm working with someone, it's a matter of letting them know everything's cool, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You're in a good space. All right, everybody's not out to get you. You know, but then we break down, why are you interpreting it like that? All right. And, you know, that's a process, you know, so for all the women, different type of women that we talked about, you know, getting to understand that you are this, or you have these characteristics, and then working through them You know, because it ain't gonna be no overnight type of snap your fingers, I'm healed type of situation. I'm not saying that can't happen, that you can't go up in the prayer line and, you know, somebody put oil on you and say, you are healed, and you know, it could happen. But typically, in my experience, somebody has to work with your behind to help you get through that. Okay. So yeah. So anyway, how many of you can say that you've been a fighter? I'll take one.
What did you say? I missed that.
Huh?
I think that's
said, how many?
You.
I must have a serious delay because, like, after all my lines,
it is delayed.
My material that I know is funny, it's like there's no response, and then like 10 minutes later, it's like, and I'm now in my funeral story, you know, so the inconsistency is like totally wrong.
It is way delayed. It's hilarious being delayed.
I'm like looking back and forth between Periscope and Blue. It's like two different shows going on right now.
Yeah, see? You see what I'm talking about?
So funny.
I'm trying to
because
see.
Y'all like, because you're here with it, like, and I'm like, so like,
I know, just
it's mad inconsistent.
It's still delayed. It's hilarious.
My feelings are hurt. I don't know how to feel.
Oh yeah, I can hear it now, and I just turned it up.
Well, it's wrong. It's just it's bad. It's just really wrong. I don't know if I should go out. Huh?
Say it again. What did you say?
I'm not saying all that again. First of all, I don't remember it. And I don't remember half of what I say. Yeah. I think I said, can any of you relate to the fighter? Or something like that. Know the fighter.
Well, speaking of Tyler Perry movies, the fighter would definitely be Angela. Why Did I Get Married?
Yes. Good, Eric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was my favorite fighter.
Well, then I've been a fighter.
Angela.
There have been many of these things.
Tyler Perry's been holding it down, though, for all of these characters.
I mean, but he draws on real life, though. You know? So,
He does.
Tell us about the fighter part of you, then, Shawanda. So I just assume you've been none of these, Tanya, because you've been real tight-lipped tonight. Was all your anointment?
Honestly, I felt like I have been many of them at various times in my life, and it's just I think that one thing that I see I've been thinking about recently is that there's like a certain pattern that I've gone back to over and over again, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And I really feel like it's because, maybe, I don't know, like maybe it is because I'm really scared. I'm really guarded. So I go into these impossible relationships, knowing what the outcome will be because it's just easier than going into relationships fully trusting and not knowing and just seeing where it goes. It's easier to just say, well, I know it's not going to go anywhere, so I'm cool with this. So I think I'm guarded in some in a lot of sense. And I definitely can relate to all of those. I think all of those, maybe not so much the manipulator, but I can definitely relate.
I think the manipulator. I think the manipulator, the one who has experience with that one, is I don't know if she's even on here, because I'm not into calling people out. So if she wants to speak up, she possibly can. Y'all probably see me pointing like 2 hours later.
He's rude.
Was he pointing at you, Erica?
No, he was.
He's pointing at Erica.
No,
he's pointing at me. No, he's pointing.
Erica's looking to the side, like where he pointed to.
That was my thought. Yeah. Me. I'm guarded. I don't think I've done manipulation. Because I'm running. Before I can manipulate them, I'm out. I'm out of the game. They try to walk up. We didn't even start a conversation. I didn't get a chance to manipulate because I left. I left before I could manipulate.
Shawanda, you know I love you.
Oh, Lord. I had issues with all of them. I've been even the fighter. This category is all me, all the way. He left the room.
It was heavy.
He left the room.
He's like, I can't take it.
Oh my goodness.
He's back. He said, I'll be back. So a commercial break.
Commercial break. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
What? Everybody's taking a break.
I know. He's punching, girl. You just got punched on Periscope.
I got punched.
He just put his foot up on Periscope. Hilarious. It's so
That's
delayed.
Funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Somebody said,
but we can have a quick birthday party while we're waiting.
I know.
Mine is first, and I'm probably the oldest too. So I'm December 20th.
How old are you gonna be?
40 again.
All right now.
Tanya, for the how many time?
How many times? Round 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
2 or 3
What
times.
about you, Erica?
Well, I'm 17 for the 13th time. No, I'm 30, so get up there.
You're 30? Oh, I hate you. We hate you.
Oh no. I'm moving on up. Tanya, I missed it. What date is your birthday, Tanya?
The 29th.
Oh, yay. Okay.
So
We got December on lock.
Everybody's a unicorn except for Shawanda.
Mm-hmm. But
She's almost one. She's basically a unicorn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was raised by one, so that makes me extra, connected.
Capricorn.
My mother was Capricorn.
Oh,
and y'all are tough.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I don't put no faith in that stuff.
I know.
So anyway.
Whatever.
About the manipulations.
The blood is all I need. All the blood.
Okay, so you ready for this now? You ready for my confession?
I am.
I can't stand him.
Sounds like you can hear me now.
I can.
I can't stand
him. Let's start with the runner. I think I ended up being more of a runner. I was mostly a fighter. I have been that in a few relationships, and that's because I was in abusive relationships. But I thought because I can handle it, I can go head to head, toe to toe. It wasn't necessarily, like they didn't win. I didn't feel like I was abused, but I have been physically, emotionally, spiritually abused, almost every relationship prior to Doc Reid. So my biggest fear was that whenever I fall for a guy, the minute I start to like him, then the tables turn. And people will switch up on me, and then I end up hurt. So a part of being guarded was to not fall in love. and then I couldn't get hurt. Or I can manipulate him, get what I want, I won't get hurt. If I control, if I drive, you can't leave me on the side of the road because we got into an argument. It's my car, you getting out. So a lot of that, what?
I like it.
I had put somebody else on 95 before, but oh yeah, I did. And it was crazy. It was all because he was explaining. I thought he was saying that he was not going to spend New Year's Day with me or something. He was on the phone, on a cell phone, and he's talking to a buddy, and I'm listening. And instead of me asking him, well, am I going with you? You know, because he's making plans with his buddy. I'm like, oh, you what? Get out. And he was like, what? For what? Just get out. Get out.
Seems like I'm missing another category.
He probably was like, she's crazy.
He said he's missing another category.
And if you ask him today, he'll definitely tell you that I was crazy. No one would believe this if you truly, my friends, my family who know me, when they, you know, my biggest breakup, I lost at least 40 pounds. I went from a size 16 down to a 6. I was heartbroken, but that was the one relationship I tried to
break up like that.
Control the most. And I was all for these things in that relationship, including fighting him. I threw a pack of frozen hot dogs at his head one day because I told him.
You one of those get my hands on anything I can find, sisters. Yeah, okay.
She throwing anything.
It was that with a knife, and I didn't want to go to jail, but I was in the kitchen, and you know, I told him, whatever you do, don't hurt me, and he promised he would.
I thought you were gonna say, whatever you do, gonna come back to you.
No. I told him, you know, and then I ended up hurt anyway. So it was a big mess. I clearly see now a lot of the things that went wrong in that relationship had a lot to do with me. I'm not giving him a free pass, but I felt neglected a lot. You know, I thought I wanted him to be my everything. He needed to prove his love to me. So I put him through the ringer so that he would, you know, if I treated you bad enough, then you will. And if you stay, then I know you love me. But he just got tired. It was so much that a person could take. So yeah, the fighter came about because of, you know, at 23, I was engaged to a preacher, mind you, a awesome preacher. And he was the most abusive of them all, physically. Like, he hit me in my back so hard one day, I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. And this was the man of God.
And I may get myself into some trouble, but a lot of times very controlling personalities are drawn to those roles as like preachers, pastors, because it's that controlling nature in them oftentimes is drawn to a position where they can control and manipulate people. Not saying all are, but I'm just saying that people can hide out in those type of roles because it allows them to express that part of them. So that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm really confessing. I didn't know that was coming up out of me. That was way back at.
Use your daughter.
That was 23, and I felt like because he was.
So you've been crazy a long time.
Oh, I've been crazy. It started off crazy. I think I just, you know, they say when you start, a lot of times downhill from there, and that was, you know, the worst, I guess, that could happen. And I tried to protect him because he was a man of God and he was a very prominent preacher in our city. So a lot of people knew him.
So then you kind of went into a doormat thing with you trying to protect him?
Oh, yes. Yeah, in public I was a doormat. In public I was a doormat, and in private I would have to fight him. I would, you know, try to protect myself. I needed to control.
My life.
Look, I'm over here getting upset because that is not like, and I know you refer to him as a man of God. That is not godly, and it's so frustrating to me because even in my own experience, how people will try to use their faith to manipulate, but the word does say you will know them by their fruit, and that is not. Like, he needs to go and have about 800 seats. Like, that's ridiculous. But yeah, so we can't even say a man of God. I mean,
yeah,
but that's manipulation. A lot of people will use that and quote scriptures while they're stabbing you in the back of the neck. So
that's how I got damaged.
That's not the fruit. Yes. No, when you said that spiritually abused, it so resonated with me because for me, in one of the situations that I was in, that was a piece of it because it was like a tag team going on with that person and then his mother, but using that, like twisting scriptures and, like just trying to use the word to manipulate and to abuse, like you said, spiritual abuse. And that's something that a lot of times we don't really think about because like you just said, when you're in that position of authority, or you have this one image out in society, it's easy to try to cover for that person or make excuses or fast until you're down to 98 pounds saying, well, I'm just going to pray and fast this thing away when they're really not who they say. And that's not godly, but that's a whole nother blab. So,
yeah, because I can tell you some stuff about the preacher mans. I've been in more, compromising situations with preachers, pastors, approach. Remember the person was, I'm not even going to tell it. I can't tell it on this one, but you have to do, it is just that bad. But
it's PG-13, Reverend.
I know, so I had to stop myself. And I think that you might remember this because you were, I told you, and I thought it was me. I was working with you when this happened. And I said, is it something in me that people think, am I giving off a bad vibe that's okay for you to treat me like that? So, are you saying, yes, I was giving off a bad vibe? Oh, okay. But anyway.
Yeah, because, let me say this, because some of the stuff that would happen to you, Reverend, that just wouldn't happen you got some stories that you'd be like.
Yes.
The devil. Mm-hmm. Yes.
The devil had it out for me. Yes. Mm-hmm. So
it's all, but that manipulation thing, let me say this real quick since you guys brought it up and tied to the whole guarded controlling thing. But a lot of times, especially in church circles, for women, you want to do God's will. And you want the husband and you want to be obedient and you want to be all of that. And if you get into a situation where someone's intent and motive is to manipulate and control you, you can ride with that for a while and for years until you just say enough is enough. But that's why you have to know yourself. Okay, who is safe and who is not safe. Okay, and I think what we do is we give too much of our control over to ministers, over to different people, not just ministers. I'm not, picking on them, but I'm just saying that study to show yourself approved. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then if what they are saying and doing lines up with you already, what is already true. Okay, cool. You and I don't have any problem, but I'm sure that a lot of pastors would say, okay, it's just like doctors, there's some good ones and some people that don't, So I just think that knowledge is power with all of this, because even regardless of controller, manipulator, the fighter, the runner, you really just have to be able to know from an emotional place, intelligent place, who is safe, because that's really all it boils down to. I don't have to be guarded if I know how to determine if someone is safe or if this person has my best interest at heart. But if I'm honest and I really don't trust my ability to do that because I don't know how to do that, yes, I have to be on guard with everybody because I don't know how to determine who's safe and who's not. So I think that's where the work comes in, working with a coach, working with a therapist or whomever, okay, to help walk you through that. you know, and just make sure that the person you work with ain't gonna have you coaching you for 20 years, because that's called dependence, and that's not called helping you to heal. That's called pay me, give me my money, and yeah, and that's somebody else is manipulating you and using you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
And also make sure that you're not using that story to using your story to manipulate you. And I think that's what took me so long, why it took me so long working with Doc. I had to learn how to trust him. I thought he'd be like every other man. You're going to take advantage of me or manipulate me. Really, I thought he was a part of a cult and he was going to really destroy me spiritually. But that's another story.
The jury's still out on that one.
Listen, I make it a point. I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. I take all these women and I try to make them feel safe and comfortable. So I don't know. I can't even make up anything worthwhile.
But truly, because he was so in tune, yes, and so knowledgeable and so on point, that you like, it got to be something wrong with this man. He gonna steal my identity or take my money, my blood, my kidney. What do you want? So actually, even after a couple of months, years of knowing him, it took me a while because I just could not trust anybody. If you can't trust the preacher, your teachers, the uncle, somebody who's supposed to love and care for you, why would you trust a stranger you never saw before or never met in person? So, that was the hardest thing of just letting go, letting somebody help you. But I felt like I was so used to taking care of myself that I literally had barriers and just walls built up that had to be broken down, and it's still coming down. I'm still learning, but the biggest thing is because I know myself now. I know who I am, and I love myself. I know my worth. I know my value, and it's easier. I don't have to be a manipulator. I don't have to control the situation. I don't have to run. I could just walk away if I choose to, because I already know whether you're safe or you're not. So, what was the other one? I'm sure not going to fight because I'm not going to jail. It's cold in central booking out here. So that's what they call it here, central booking. I ain't going to jail. Those days are over. So if it's not healthy, if it's a toxic relationship, I'm exiting to the right and the door on the left, wherever I gotta go. But now it's not about fear of having to control, having to manipulate, or even having to run. Okay, I done preached a sermon. Give me my orange juice and collect the offering. That's it.
I know. I have the offering plate over here. I'm just going to pass it around.
I really do. Does anyone have anything else to add before benediction? I don't know if there are any questions out there.
We didn't do the church announcements. We didn't do announcements. No, that was good. I was kidding.
Announcements, Tanya the Cruise.
Just chilling with the
Oh man.
Oh,
I'm unprepared again.
It's something about you women that's born in December. I just cannot shake y'all. I don't know what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you end up on a blab with 3 women born in December?
I know.
It's an energy thing, man. There's something going on. I don't know what it is.
We're all crazy. We're all crazy cakes, and you like crazy, so.
A little bit.
I do.
So that's the energy that he has to be giving off to attract.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's like, get me crazy. I love it.
Well, I've been crazy in my life. Yeah, for my gift to work, I need craziness. I need drama. If I don't have that, then I'll just die now, right? So Yes, I attract. Come on. Bring me your crazy, you're downtrodden, and you're loose.
It's actually running over.
So anywho, to wrap this whole guarded thing up, bottom line is, you know, if you guarded, I think you should know by now, if you do, if you can relate to one of these or many of them, you're not alone, okay? So don't let that put you in a space to think you can't do anything. First of all, that wall that you have up around you, that scaffolding that goes up to the heavens, okay, you just have to realize that really doesn't do anything. Yeah, it keeps hurt out, but it really keeps you isolated and it keeps you away from the very thing that you want, okay? Being able to experience true love, true intimacy, true interaction, true support, okay? So in order to get through that, you may need to work with somebody, get some help, have them hold your hand, have them tell you, it's okay, it's going to be all right. You know, I'm not going to let him hurt you, okay? And as crazy as that sounds, a little bit of it is true, okay? And you can get to a place, as you've heard, where you are healed or you are in a place of healing, okay? Because I'm just going to venture to say, to a lesser or greater degree, the women out here, even if you've only been made aware recently, you know, what's going on, they're in a far better place, you know, than where they were before, okay? So I think everybody can, you know, testify to that. And just know that you're a work in progress, okay? I don't know if any of us ever get there. Okay, maybe you get there when you die. All right, so you always want to be growing. All right, but don't allow this hurt and what somebody did to you, for you to use that as this blanket and this shield, okay, for you to carry throughout your life, okay, because you're not living, you're existing. All right, and Reverend, I need you to live. All right, so Tanya, you have your whole thing ready for the cruise? The cruise, we're going on a cruise, right? Let me tell you about this cruise. Let me tell you about this cruise, first of all. This cruise, ladies, now some of y'all already know, you say there ain't no men out here, I can't meet nobody, you always do the same thing, you got the same boring routine that you always do. Come on out here and let's get some fun in the sun, all right? Let's interact, because Mr. Right ain't gonna come knock on your door while you sitting there, all right, in your pajamas and your slippers, all right? We want to get out here. We gonna turn up, all right? We gonna go out here, okay? You, Stella, we need you to get your groove back, amen, in a saved way, okay? We gonna learn about relationships, okay? You gonna learn what it takes not to be a doormat, not to be the CEO, not to be the guarded one, how you can be the diamond, all of that, fitness, finances, all right? And you're going to do it in a beautiful environment, scenery, water. I'm going topless. I don't know about you, probably shouldn't, but yeah, I'm going to do my thing, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. So come out here. Where can we get some information about the website? I mean, the cruise time. Go to contact me, ChristopherReid.org. That's my website. And I got to put something on the website about it, but we're going to have a good time straight up, okay? So step out there, use some faith, go out there, put on your Holy Ghost glasses, and we're going to get it in on the cruise. We're going to be right here with it. Yeah, in Jesus' name. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, shameless plug, get that book. All you doormats, all my doormats out there, get the book. It's free of charge. You feel me? All right. So go from doormat to diamond, and why he married her instead of you. I know that stings every time you hear it, because it's true. It happens, but don't have to happen to you no more. Go to the website. Check that out. Ladies, what else before we get out of here? I just been on the road. You know what I'm saying? At least y'all changed it up, man, because y'all was killing me. Y'all was...
That's because you was on a delay.
I'm like, is it frozen? Did somebody breathe or something?
We all had the serious face like.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, next thing I'm just waiting for somebody to, because ain't nobody ever fell asleep on me before. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, yes, someone has. Remember, Tanya?
Hey. Keep that between, hey, don't mention that in mixed company. Keep that between family. That put me out here. Yeah, in fact, while you laugh, I should have been doing all that laughing while I was really doing my stand-up. But now you want to laugh. Yeah, it ain't frozen no more, is it? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I'm happy to say nobody's ever fallen asleep on me. In Jesus' name. So.
No one was serious about their transformation.
Hey, Erica, you got to get at me offline about what we talked about, something that I thought might happen, but, I didn't hear nothing. So.
Me either. But we'll see.
Yeah, I told you how it go, right?
But I haven't talked to her. That's the good part. I just haven't talked to her. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Okay, ladies. All the December. So what are we doing for our birthday? Sound off. Let me hear it. What's going down? What's the plan? Where we at? Where we taking communion at?
I can't talk about it right now.
Huh?
You can't talk about it.
Oh, you can't?
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry.
What's that about?
Got my Kool-Aid. I'm good.
You supposed to have tea.
Huh? No, well, honestly,
I don't know what I'm doing.
I have Friday night, a co-worker's cooking me dinner. Saturday, I'm going to a Christmas party, I think. And then the Christmas party is taking me on Monday to a concert. But that concert was supposed to be on my birthday, but I'm not going to talk about it. But so on my birthday,
my girl. In the country?
Huh? Oh, no. The tickets were, I'm just teasing because actually he's kind of sitting to my left. But, my battery is dying.
Let's see him.
Turn the camera.
Let's meet him.
I can't. I'm home.
What's his name?
Oh, you booed up? Okay, what's up?
Oh, wait a minute. He got up.
Just say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi. That was mad fast.
Wow.
I still got temporary blinds.
I'm glad you could come off tour. I'm glad you took time to come off tour and just do the blab with us.
No, and he wasn't here the whole time. So,
you're so generous.
Today's his birthday.
That's when she had to run and take a break.
Oh, today is his birthday. Say happy birthday.
Oh, another one. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
December.
Sorry, my battery is dying. I'm trying to plug it up before I lose you.
No, hey, Reverend, don't even worry about it. Because we about to get out of here. Folks got kids like Erica and myself. My kids probably went to bed because they just said, forgetting. We'll say our own prayers. So, hey, we can go ahead. I appreciate y'all. And, until we meet again. All right? So,
can you
Shawanda,
go out of the video?
Probably not, but check this out. Go enjoy your birthday celebration and totally don't do anything I wouldn't do. But you probably don't know what that would be. And yeah.
Don't do anything he's told you not to do.
I'm good.
Yeah, I totally believe you. Okay, so Erica, I want to know how Erica's gonna celebrate. We talked about it offline, you know. But dang, the day after, whew, that's rough. Jesus. But God bless you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Erica.
All right, my munchkin walked in and said she's going to bed now. So, all right, ladies.
All right.
I'm out of here.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, KK.
Bye, KK.
You said night. My mini me. Night.